ranked here as they try to finish their season with a victory. And we are underway in the Pinstripe Bowl, and Rutgers will start at the 25. So, Rod, this is a Rutgers team coming from the Big Ten. It's a lot of what you'd expect from a Big Ten team, right, where they like to run the football. Monangai, the top rusher in the Big Ten in terms of carries and yards. He gets the call on the first play from scrimmage. And Monangai's got a first down and then some. Tough running. On the option, Wimsett with the keeper down near midfield as we check in with Taylor Davis.
In the Wolf of Wall Street. I'm not leaving. The show goes on.
I think that's the exact quote, too. Second down and 9. The pass is complete over the middle. Another first down for the Scarlet Knights as Isaiah Washington gains 16 on the slant. Wimsett not included. He's out of Owensboro, Kentucky. He's got a great story. On 1st and 10, it's back to Monangai. Cuts upfield, and he's brought down a nice tackle by the corner, Darrell Porter Jr. Missing some key contributors. Cam Kitchens, the safety, a big one. Back to Monangai. He's been busy early, bouncing off of Hurricanes, and Monangai dropped near the 20. Francisco Mauinoa. Wimsett keeps it this time, steps through the hole, spins out of a tackle. Yeah, how about in August you're playing high school games, and a couple months later you're playing college games?
Life comes at you fast.
Play clock under 5. They give it back to Monangai on 2nd and 6. On the 8th play of the drive, it's the 7th run. It's Monangai making more Hurricanes miss, and he should have enough for a first down. 1st and 10 from the 11. Wimsett swings it out. Christian Dremel is his top. They like to go jumbo, and Fletcher's a reason why. On 2nd and 5, there goes number 5, Monangai. He can smell the end zone down at the 2. Oh, here we go. The tush push. Wimsett. No signal yet. And it looks like he's short.
Do you think, I think the offense gets a kick out of it? If it's fun, go for it. Keep it.
They'll line up to do it again. Wimsett, I don't think he got there. 3rd time's the charm for Wimsett. He is. No signal yet.
All right. The one thing we might want to do is have a limit on tush pushes.
I mean, you got to think they'll do it again on 4th down if they need it, but they know it's a touchdown. Jay Patel out to have the extra point as the fans here at Yankee Stadium chant, "Are you?" Looked like maybe an offsides against Miami as Patel hits it through. 7-0. Drew Carter alongside the former Stanford defensive back Rod Gilmore. Taylor Davis down on the field. And Rod, what a start for the Scarlet Knights. That's exactly what Greg Schiano wants them to do.
That was physical, big boy football, and that's exactly what Greg Schiano and Mario Cristobal grew up on.
Speaking of big boy football, it'll be an 11-yard return. Starts at the 15-yard line. And he will throw on their first play from scrimmage. Load it up, rip it up the middle, incomplete. He was looking for Jacoby George, part of that dynamic 1-2 punt.
If he can make it here in New York, he can make it anywhere.
Oh, all right, Sinatra. 2nd and 10, Brown, who is dangerous with his legs. Play clock is low. Brown on 3rd down and 7. Throws left, complete. What a grab. Ja'Carri Brown in his first start of the season. He turns and hands to Mark Fletcher Jr. and he goes nowhere. After they run it on 1st down, they do it again on 2nd down. A nifty move in the backfield by Fletcher, but still a short gain. Mark Fletcher Jr., the Miami running back, was helped off the field. 3rd down and 8 for the Hurricanes. Brown feels the heat and gets dumped. And it's the man they call the menace, Mohamed Toure. Rutgers has pretty much everything on defense. Funky snap. Dylan Joyce handles it, boots it to Christian Dremel, who lets it roll inside the 35. Monangai had 6 carries for 48 yards on that opening drive. And he starts with his 7th. You see the physical running.
To play the 2 open safety spots today.
Go back to Monangai on the ground again. He sheds the first tackle, but he's dropped at the line of scrimmage. Play clock's at 5. They bring 4. Wimsett feels it, throws it, completes it. 1st down, Rutgers. Near midfield, Ian Strong. Monangai gets a well-deserved breather. 8 carries for 53 already. Wimsatt throws again over the middle. It's incomplete. He put it on Christian Dremel, who couldn't squeeze it.
Yeah, Jaden Davis.
After Wimsatt's first incompletion, they go back to the ground, and Brown, he finds a hole, and Samuel Brown springs forward for a first down. Look at the total yards, 104 to 5. Back to Brown on first down again. The outside provides fruitful for him, and he has another first down. Another gain of 11.
And they're running through tackles. We got to do a better job getting our pads down and knocking them back. Then on offense, we got the ball one time. That's what they want to do. So right now, we're playing into their hands. We got to flip the script. We got to take the ball and take control of the line of scrimmage.
Thanks for the time, Coach.
All right, Taylor. Mario Cristobal's Miami Hurricanes ran 5 total plays in the first quarter, had 5 yards. Meanwhile, for Rutgers, they possessed it for almost 12 minutes. And it's first down for the Scarlet Knights, starting at the 30 of Miami. They hand off to Samuel Brown, the 5th, and he gets driven backward. The ball came out. And KJ Cloyd was in there to help force that fumble. So it's 2nd and 14 for Wimsatt. He throws it just.
This is where Wimsatt has had a little bit of trouble if he's throwing it.
And they'll keep it on the ground. Monangai going nowhere. Stood up and dropped at the 35. No wind. The kick is on the way, and it is short. He's here at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, he is.
Is he going to ride around on the mower Roomba style? That's what we're waiting to see. Maybe
I would if I were him. Who's going to stop him?
Can he mow and DJ at the same time?
They'll take advantage of it.
2nd and 7. They flip it out to Henry Parrish Jr. Made a nice move, but got brought down. And guess who? Talia Tagovailoa and the Terps hung 42 on the Scarlet Knights in the regular season finale. Brown feels pressure, throws, intercepted. Kyle Monangai on the new drive. Good field position for the Scarlet Knights, but
this ought to be a 14-17-0 game right now, but it's not.
Rutgers has lost yardage on their last 3 runs, so they decide to throw, and Wimsatt completes it. 3rd down and 3. The play clock was low when they snapped it. Monangai barreling ahead, grinding for the first down, and I think he's short.
An extra defensive lineman in this ball game for them.
Here we go again with a tush push, but who jumped? Tight set for Rutgers, and they do run it. And again, Monangai blasted behind the line of scrimmage. There's Ruben Bain Jr. one more time.
Yeah, he's feeling it.
Back-to-back top 6 recruiting classes last year and this year. On 2nd and 12, Wimsatt throws. It's Dremel again. Turns around, has the first down. Inside the 15, pushing the pile forward. Christian Dremel sets up first down and goal.
Are you kidding me?
What an effort from the guy who his head coach says looks like a Starbucks barista. Mid-second quarter, Rutgers has 1st and goal, already leading by a touchdown. Dremel in motion, they hand to Monangai. Testing the right side, looking for the corner. He's got it, and he's got 6.
And then comes back with the big block. 6 plays, 42 yards off of the pick.
I think those guys in the Santa costumes would say the same thing. They would agree. For the Scarlet Knights.
Wow.
Jakari Brown in his first action of the season and his 3rd career start. Nice back shoulder throw. It's caught plus the flag. Isaiah Horton should be a face mask against Rutgers. I haven't seen the Darth Vader
There are multiple
helmet yet.
fouls on the play. During the play, pass interference, defense, number 7. That penalty is declined. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct on number 3 of the offense and number 0 of the defense. Both of their first fouls. Those penalties offset.
With all that was going on, Rod, I didn't even notice that he might have been out of bounds. There's a face mask. There's a personal foul on the other side of the field. Also the catch. First down, Miami. Brown spits it out to Restrepo. But Miami working offensively here. A couple good pass plays for them. Could have been 3 in a row, but Brown's throw is grasped. Restrepo.
How confident are you running to that left side where there would be?
They go with 3 tight ends on 3rd and 2, and they pick up the first down. A.J. Allen across midfield. This is their first snap in Rutgers territory all day. They swing it out to Jacoby George on the screen, and 2 flags fly. Now a third.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense. Number 71. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
This is 71 Aaron Lewis coming in right there.
It dominated time of possession, especially in the first quarter. The Hurricanes began this drive with 9 total plays. This is their 6th of this drive.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense. Number 71. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Just like that, they're in the red zone. And Brown's a threat with his legs. In practice, how dangerous he can be. A great competitor. The handoff to Henry Parrish.
You're going to have him match up against a nickel or a safety. If you're throwing, he should be your guy.
8th play of the drive is another give to Parrish, driving the legs. Got first and goal. Brown on the keeper. Brown to the end zone. Touchdown, Hurricanes. The drive goes 9 plays, 75 yards, in over 4 minutes. Coach Cristobal told us a story about a blizzard that hit New York, and they were snowed in for days. Just relentless football talk. They were ready to kill each other by the end of it, so Coach Sciano took them out for a nice meal at his favorite Italian restaurant.
Both of these sidelines for these respective coaches, those are the 2 pillars of both of these teams.
Kyle Monangai is the pillar of this Rutgers offense. He bounces off tacklers to pick up 6 on the first play of this drive, which is going to cross over 3 minutes left in the second quarter.
We talk about bad boy motors. Monangai is a bad boy.
He's a bad boy, and he drops the head again for a first down. If Monangai picks up 8 yards every time, that'll work, right?
Then it'll happen, yeah.
Wimsatt's pass is complete to the running back Monangai. He can catch it as well. Markeith Williams. Under 2 minutes now in the second. Under 10 on the play clock with the game clock winding. Wimsatt takes a snap, pressure coming. His throw is incomplete. We've got a $1:42 left in the second. Wimsatt keeps it. Wimsatt smothered. The Hurricanes get the football to start the third after they deferred on the opening coin toss. Wimsatt's pass incomplete, a little bit behind his slot receiver Dremel. Flynn Appleby, the sophomore from Kahuna, Australia, out to punt for the first time today. Ray Joseph back to receive for Miami just inside his own 15. Appleby's kick is a good one at the 10. Joseph and his touchdown scamper. He starts with a pass here, finds Restrepo, nifty move, and he gets out of bounds. We've had some good ones. On 2nd and 1, high snap, little difficulty with the exchange, doesn't matter as Parrish cuts back and hits the 35. Hurry up offense for the Hurricanes. They still have 2 timeouts. Brown throws sideline. Restrepo's got it, taps the feet.
So Brown looks out there. He's got a pretty good idea of what he's going to get in the coverage. And it's the same coverage.
Yep. Set the game clock to 25, so a little extra time for Miami. And
another late hit on Brown.
He's got a 55-yarder on his ledger back when he was a true freshman. On 1st and 10, Brown steps up, throws on the run. It's another dart, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Isaiah Horton.
Left foot is in. Does he have control of the ball all the way through the process of falling to the ground?
The receiver caught the ball with a foot in bounds at the 24-yard line. It's 2nd down at that spot.
Showing man coverage.
2nd and 2. Brown steps up, escapes. He's got the first down, which will stop the clock momentarily. Restrepo on the move. Brown looking that direction. Throws it for number 7. Back shoulder. Restrepo's got it. Touchdown, Hurricanes. I think his right cheek was down first, out of bounds. Taking it toward home plate here at Yankee Stadium. And it's good.
And offensively, he said Jakari Brown finally showed what we've seen in practice in that last drive. He settled into a rhythm in this half. We have to build off of it.
All right, Taylor Cristobal's Hurricanes start with the football, and they'll have good field position as Ray Joseph out of bounds. It has been raining this week. Not today, but it did feel a little bit slick down there. And when Fletcher went down, it seemed like it was right on top of where the dirt would be. Henry Parrish on the carry. Taylor, what's the grass like down there?
Yes, and the issue was slippage around the infield.
On 2nd and 6, Brown with the keeper, who scored a rushing touchdown in the first half. Parrish, the running back. Brown fakes it to him, keeps it around the right side. Tough running from the 6'4", 220 sophomore from Valdosta, Georgia, to use his feet organically. Looks like he wants to take a deep shot. Flag flies as he gets rid of it and completes the pass. This might not count, though. It looked like it was in the vicinity of holding. They snap it with 2 on the play clock. Little trickeration. They get it out to Jacoby George, and he has another first down. Give it to him on 1st and 10. Allen powerful toward the 26-yard line. Give him 3 on 1st down. So the offensive line kind of like the safety position for Miami with 2 guys going to the NFL. Big hold though for Henry Parrish, and he moves the chains again. Down to the 15-yard line. There's Flip Dixon on the stop, but it's a gain of 11 for Miami and another late flag.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense, number 3.
Coming behind longer beam and takes a shot.
It seems like there's bad blood between these two programs, the old Big East foes. They played 11 years in a row from '93 to 2003 before Miami went to the ACC. That's right.
Yeah, you remind
We've been preaching it.
Yeah.
Brown looks to throw, wants it all. Restrepo's open, taps the toes, touchdown, Miami.
In center field.
Joe DiMaggio style. Call him the Drew Carter, Rod Gilmore, Taylor Davis back with you here at Yankee Stadium for the Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl, where Miami has scored 17 in a row to take a 3-point lead. And Rod, that last touchdown, 1st and 10 for Rutgers at the 25. They dominated the first quarter thanks in large part to this guy, Kyle Monangai, who had 15 carries for 69 yards and a touchdown in the first half. Again, it's Monangai lowering the shoulder, staying on his feet. It's the tush push. These guys run it more than the Eagles. They did it 3 times in a row to get Wimsatt that touchdown, but they fake it here to Monangai. First down, Scarlet Knights, and look at him drive the legs past the 45. Samuel Brown, the 5th, is the running back as Monangai gets a breather. He's up to 92 yards on 18 carries. Fake it to Brown. Wimsatt rolling, throws it, trying to hit his running back, Brown, who was in the vicinity. Yeah. Told he was inspired by Quinn Ewers, who reclassed that same year. Wimsatt feels the pressure, steps up, throws a bomb, and it's incomplete. Hurricanes bring 4. Wimsatt throws short of the sticks. It's Monangai across midfield. They say to go for it on 4th and 5 or less. But Shiano going with his own personal manalytics, sends out Flynn Appleby, the punter. That takes a Rutgers hop. Ray Joseph fields it, and he's out of bounds around the 7-yard line.
That set up his ability to have confidence in the touchdown throw, the longer throw in the 3rd quarter.
And he's been feeding his top target, Xavier Restrepo, who scored that last touchdown, which was Brown's first passing touchdown of the season. They start with a short gain on 1st down. If you look at their last 3 drives, all of them 8+ plays, all of them 69+ yards, all of them ending with points. That's after their first 2 drives combined for 6 yards.
So this is a momentum drive. And Mario Cristobal knows that if they can have a drive here and get points, they will control the momentum. They will really kind of push Rutgers around for a bit.
That's what they want to do. It seemed like they were in the danger zone after allowing those first 14 points with an inexperienced quarterback, but Jakari Brown has led them back with a 17 unanswered.
They were close. They were on the edge of being pushed out of this game. 14-0. And it was a dominant, more physical game by Rutgers. But ever since that late 2nd quarter drive with all the penalties, Miami has gotten back. They've been more active defensively. They've brought more blitzes. They've thrown the ball better offensively. Really big 3rd down here for Miami.
They've converted 3 in a row.
I like this formation. They isolate the safety and the nickelback of this formation.
Restrepo in the slot at the top of your screen. Instead, they go the other way on the swing pass, and Rutgers has the answer. Yeah. Mohamed Toure, who was all over the place in the first half, makes the tackle.
Yeah, the screen passes aren't going to work against this defense. You know, they play a lot of zone. They see this, they lay off, and just the speed by Toure. He read this right off the bat and came from in the box to the sideline to make that play.
So Cristobal has to send out the punt unit for the first time since the opening drive. They threw the interception on the second drive of the game, and ever since it's been smooth sailing. Dylan Joyce, freshman from Australia.
Aren't all
Christian Dremel.
All punters in college football are from Australia now.
At this point, it seems like it.
Yeah.
Both punters in this game are. Joyce does not get it off. Blocked.
They got him.
Touchdown, Rutgers. That'll turn the tides. Timmy Ward falls on it in the end zone, right on top of home plate.
A missed assignment who essentially came through unblocked.
Colin O'Sullivan blocked the field goal. Ward recovered it. The extra point's good for now, but there's a flag down.
Prior to the snap, false start. Offense, number 89. 5-yard penalty. Play the try.
Beg your pardon. Trevor Yeboah Cody, who changed to number 19 earlier this season, he had the blocked punt. And what a massive play for Rutgers.
I mean, 2 or 3 different guys had a shot at that. I mean, it's amazing that wedge really just didn't try to block anybody. It was stunning to see it.
The RU chants are broken out again here in the Bronx. Also had one at Indiana. Santa Claus loves it. Says, how's that for a present? The Scarlet Knights are back in front 21-17. The Hurricanes will start at the 25. That's what they did. Timmy Ward fell on it, and Rutgers back in front. Coming up on 5 minutes left in the third quarter, Jakari Brown on the quarterback keeper. Something we might see more as the game goes on. Gain of 3 as Dariel Jabome makes the stop.
Yeah, that was the natural adjustment for Miami. They were having trouble running the ball in the traditional manner. You got a guy with the legs and the experience from last year of having run the ball. Go to some more quarterback run game. And then you come back off of that with your slot receivers attacking these safeties. That's the formula. When they've been able to use it, they've been able to make big plays.
Brown has thrown for 1, run for 1 in his first action of the season. Takes the give out to Restrepo. Xavier Restrepo, their best receiver, chopped down. Will be enough for a first down if it stands.
Colby George he's been mixing it up. He might have got flagged again. And he was wrestling out there with one of the defensive backs.
Holding. Offense, number 3. 10-yard penalty. Still second down.
Admire the toughness.
2nd and 14. They keep it on the ground.
Showing pressure. Are they coming? No, they're back out of it.
They only rush 3. Brown with some time, and now he goes down. Lasso to the turf by Wesley Bailey. And the junior from Ontario makes it 4th down.
Well, that's on Brown because he really had more time than he thought. Only a 3-man rush. He stepped up into harm's way, a little bit thrown off by the 8-man drop, and he couldn't find anyone, and he panicked a little bit. And had he not panicked and just stayed in the pocket, he might have had more time, but it was not the case.
2nd sack today for Rutgers, both on 3rd down. Christian Dremel is the returner, and Dylan Joyce might be shaking in his boots after what happened last time.
He's got 3 protectors back there now.
Play clock down to 3. Will they get it off? They do. Joyce with a high end-over-end kick. Takes a Miami bounce and hops all the way inside the 30. and Florida State got into the national championship.
Yeah, pretty fascinating. Coach didn't really want to touch.
Dangerous throw from Wimsett, nearly intercepted. Marquis. Play clock down to 4. They give it back to Monangai around the right side. He's out past the 30-yard line to set up. Play clock again gets low. Wimsett feels the pressure. Another dangerous pass. Flynn Appleby from Kahuna, Australia. Sends it to Ray Joseph. Fair caught at the 30.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Miami, number 17. His first. 15-yard penalty. Half the distance to the goal. It's first down. Miami.
Bobby Washington.
Yep.
Don't look now, but Curry Brown is 12 of 16 for a $116 and a touchdown. Does have the interception. Tries to fit it into a tight window there to Restrepo.
Too much reliance on Restrepo there. He had his tight end Riley Williams completely alone in the flat. And on first down, you can take what's given to you and get a second and short instead of overthrowing a guy who's double covered, and now you're 2nd and 10. And again, this is something that comes with playing, and he hasn't played at all this season until this game.
He's targeted Restrepo 10 times today. No one else has more than 3 targets. And you can't really blame him. Restrepo setting records.
He is good at football.
2nd down and 10. The handoff up the middle, gains 4, maybe 5 near the 20-yard line to set up 3rd down. It was Henry Parrish who's been their bell cow today ever since Fletcher left early. Parrish now with 11 carries for 54 yards.
Now the question here for Miami, can you protect Jakari Brown? If you can protect him, you know what you're going to get here from the defense, coverage-wise in the back end. 2 high safety. Likely playing zone back there. That is their tendency in this situation. If you get it, go after it.
Rutgers rushes 4. Brown gets rid of it. Restrepo on the receiving end. He will not get there. Shaquan Loyal brings him down. That could be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Miami has now failed to convert 3 consecutive 3rd downs.
Yeah, a great job by Rutgers defensively mixing it up. Going away from their tendencies in 3rd and long and bringing pressure to get out of that situation.
Coach, it's been a battle through 3. What will it take in this final quarter?
Yeah, we got to take care of the football and just keep playing hard.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Short and sweet, Greg Schiano. They did play God Bless America between quarters, so he wanted to. Immediately after finishing that interview with Taylor, he put his hand over his heart and started listening to the song. 4th down and 2 for Miami.
Don't let me forget, I have a question for you.
I mean, that's a tease.
Yeah.
Dylan Joyce has had 1 punt blocked already. Return for a touchdown by Rutgers. This one is fair caught by Christian Dremel, the Moose.
The Moose.
Good one is Tom Guidry, who's related somehow to the defensive coordinator for Miami, Lance Guidry. As well.
He's got a bright future.
He's a young junior, enrolled early in 2021. He started the entire season for Rutgers, and it's been a good one. Thanks in large part to this dude, Monangai. Reversing course, picking up the 1st down, and goes down at the 50. Keontre Smith finally made the tackle after a gain of 12. The Scarlet Knights sideline fired up.
Speaking of bright futures, Monangai has one also.
Injured Hurricane is Wesley Besaint. Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl. Gavin Wimsett hands to Kyle Monangai, who finds some space and barrels forward for a gain of 9 on 1st down.
So orient me. So that would have been a little bit left of 2nd base into the outfield?
Yes.
Left center?
Like right in the blooper territory.
Yeah, okay, I got
Texas
you.
Leaguer.
Gotcha. And that run was sort of like a Texas Leaguer.
Yeah.
3rd down.
Back to Monangai. Somehow emerges. There he goes.
My goodness.
Kyle Monangai inside the 10 toward the pylon. they'll mark him down just short of the goal line. Jaden Davis saved the touchdown, a gain of 40. He is feasting.
How does he do it? A double team seals the edge. He finds it. Man, and then he's off to the races. I mean, what he did was phenomenal, but a great double team on the edge to allow him to get outside. But he had to have the vision to find that, since that play was designed to go inside.
They're set up for the tush push again. By the way, Basaint did walk off the field for Miami, so a good sign. Shiano sprinting up the sideline. Could have been doing a 4.3 40.
Timeout.
He goes at 6'3", 325. And he's going to get a little of a head start there. Sprinter stands.
Here we go again. Wimsett. The fans think he's in. It looks like he is. Still waiting on the signal.
You think that's fun for Wimsett?
Done it 5 times at least now. And it's second down.
That's the one thing, is that, you know, your quarterback is not your most physical runner. Not everybody's Jalen Hurts.
They line it up again.
There you go.
And this time, Wimsett scores. Touchdown, Scarlet Knights. The tush push works again. And it's a 2-score lead for Rutgers. Jay Patel's extra point. He is good. 2 assists.
With the tush push, yeah. He's been the best player on the field all day.
Miami will start at the 25, and Jakari Brown will take over there. So, Rod, we've sort of framed this as an audition for Jakari Brown. His first action of the season. Maybe their quarterback situation next year is a little bit in question. How do you feel so far about how he's performed?
I think this last 10 minutes of the game, 11 minutes, he'll have a chance to really go after being in the hunt for the starting job next season. It's what he does here, but I think he's done well enough in today's game to warrant a callback to the next audition, if you will.
Callback. We are here in New York City. Get him on Broadway. Miami's last 3 drives, though: 3 plays punt, 4 plays punt, 3 plays punt. 1 first down total, 14 yards. There was a stretch where they were really moving it, but they have slowed down. Brown, after the play fake, throws. That is complete. And it's a first down as Jacoby George moves the chains. George has been really quiet, at least in the ways he wants to be. He's made 2 big-time penalties. That's only his 2nd catch today, and he's up to 13 yards.
So 2 catches, 2 penalties.
Not a good ratio.
not the way you want to go out the season, right? But, you know, back to Brown, you know, he started shaky, like a lot of people would do with their first audition or so. And he's really settled in lately. No, they had it. They had
Issue
it.
on the reverse. It is George, whose tough day continues. He's going the wrong way.
No.
Inside the 10, he goes out of bounds.
Oh.
Desmond Igbinosun finally pushed him out.
That is not a top 10 play. They actually had that reverse set up with a couple of blockers. If he fields that ball cleanly, this was going to be a big play. It was perfectly set up with blockers to go. But George couldn't handle the ball. I think he looked ahead because it was looking like such a big play. And we got, what's going on here?
Did they blow that dead?
Wow.
It's 2nd down and 10.
Please reset the game clock to 11:18. 11:18 on the game clock, please.
Incomplete pass. It was going forward.
It was going forward. Okay, going forward, it's an incomplete pass.
Thank you.
They're going to have to reset the play clock, too. 11 seconds went off after George dropped it. So they reset that to 11:18 from 11:07. Now the play clock at 15. On 2nd down, Brown on the keeper, and he dances out of bounds to set up 3rd down and manageable.
Let's go back and look at that toss or pass. Yeah, that was a forward pass. you look where Brown was and where George was, ball was going forward. So there was no need for George to even try and do anything.
It's another reason why that's a great play design.
Low risk. But man, they had it set up. That was going to be a big play.
3rd down and 5 for Miami. Parrish is the running back.
Showing blitz, but will they come?
Restrepo on the move. They give it to Parrish. And he's not going to get there. 4th down and 2. And will they go?
It looks like it. Here comes another tight end onto the field for Miami. Now, we talked to Cristobal yesterday about go, no go in these situations, and he said sometimes it's a gut feel about the flow of the game. And one thing he said he does not like is being behind by 2 scores or falling further behind. So this is his calculated risk that it is worth it because the game is slipping away.
Our analytics say to go on 4th down and 9 or less. This certainly counts. 4th and 2.
A lot of folks would not go in their own territory, but this is the roll of the dice because he feels the game slipping away.
And Rutgers uses a timeout. Check that. It is Miami. They're in the pistol. They keep it on the ground. They're not going to get there. Deion Jennings flies in to bring down Henry Parrish. Rutgers ball inside the 40.
What a great play by Jennings.
Samuel Brown is the running back with Gavin Wimsatt. Changes the protection. Keeps it on the ground on 1st down. Brown testing the left side, trying to get the edge. This time Wimsatt keeps it. A little awkward on the landing there
for Rutgers.
Jay Patel missed from 53 going in this direction earlier in this game.
Huge 3rd down for this defense.
Play clock down to 5. Rutgers has run it 8 consecutive plays. It's Brown right up the middle. Twist forward. It's 4th down and 1 at the 34-yard line. Markeith Williams with the tackle, and now Shiano's got a decision to make.
It's go for it here. He knows the field goal is too much here. He needs the short yardage.
They're not going to push the tush, surprisingly. From the shotgun, they run it with Brown, and he has enough. 1st down, Scarlet Knights.
Look, this offensive line has just been outstanding. I mean, more physical. They started that way in the 1st quarter. Didn't get as many attempts in the 2nd quarter, but
Brown stays out there with the ball inside the 35 and gets it again down to the 25. Ruben Bain, the freshman, makes the tackle. Now for the season,
who were very important to the run defense.
On 2nd down, it's Brown again. Stood up, and they finally blow it dead. That's what their defensive coordinator, Joe Harris-Simiak, told us. It applies on offense as well. Play clock at 4. Brown back up the middle and back across the 1st down marker. We're going to cross 5 minutes to play in regulation, and Rutgers is playing big boy football.
Yeah, just a little inside zone. They bring their tight end across a little bit to help block inside. Just power.
This is just demoralizing for the Miami defense.
Absolutely.
It's a 5-minute drive that's gained 22 yards. That math isn't mathing.
Remember the old cheer, pushing back, way back. They're pushing them back.
Bring Monangai back in after Brown carried the mail to start the drive. Snap it with 1 on the play clock. This is a clinic in how to finish off a win. Inside the red zone goes Monangai. And Miami unable to do anything about it. Run it again with Monangai. Cuts it back. And it's a short gain on 2nd down. It's now a 7-minute drive.
Wow.
Back to Brown. They run it on 3rd and long, and Miami will come up with the stop they need. Hurricane Bain, the freshman, makes the tackle, and Cristobal finally calls his first timeout. Jay Patel out to make it a 2-touchdown edge for the Scarlet Knights. It's a 35-yard kick. And Patel is money. That's a conversation for a different day. Right now, Rutgers trying to finish off a Pinstripe Bowl victory, leading by 14.
Dominated the line of scrimmage, controlled the clock.
Miami's got to go, and they got to go fast. 2 timeouts, 2:35. They need 2 touchdowns. Brown looks, throws, sideline. It is caught. Isaiah Horton. But he was inbounds, so the clock winds. Clock doesn't stop on a first down until under 2 minutes.
Oh, you got to get the first one before you can worry about the second one. They have to move quickly, and if that means you need to burn a timeout to get in position, you burn a timeout. But they've got to get the first one.
That one went for 22. Brown, you see the speed as he steps up. He's past the line of scrimmage, has to run out of bounds.
You're still burning time.
In the NFL, it'd be under 5 minutes, but in college, under 2. And 2nd down and short. Brown with all kinds of time. Completes again to Horton, 1st down, and he goes out of bounds to stop the clock. 1:38 left.
Rutgers is not giving anything deep or over the middle. Not only are the defensive backs playing deep, but the linebackers are taking huge drops so that the only thing available to Brown are the short passes. Watch how the linebackers fly out of there. They're getting 10, 15 yards deep after the ball is snapped. Look at them go, getting way back.
Drops straight back. Restrepo makes the grab, but the clock's going to wind. Miami has 2 timeouts. They elect not to use it. Under 90 seconds left. And they look gassed now. Brown has to escape. Rolling to his right. Tucks it. No one in sight. And Brown steps out inside the 25.
You know, if Miami fans are a little frustrated with the clock management and saving the timeouts, you know, here, I think that's fair. I think it's fair, but you have to remember, this is sort of Cristobal's MO. You know, he has a way of approaching it, and I know some Miami fans might be frustrated, say, hey, call timeout, save, but this is the way he's kind of historically gone after these situations.
This Miami season that started in promising fashion, 4-0, 17th in the top 25. That lost to Georgia Tech when they could have and should have kneeled on the ball, as Cristobal said. And here they are at 7-5. Brown's throw toward the end zone, incomplete.
Yeah, all those things go to, you know, clock management, how you end the game, and Georgia Tech is a good example of it. You know, and I think those things are the difference between getting to 8-9 wins. And make no mistake about it, the last 2 recruiting classes he signed this year and last year, the talent in Miami has been upgraded significantly. The experience is going to come next with the reps and adjusting how you handle some of these situations and some of the clock management.
Last year's class was 6th. This year's 5th, according to Craig Hobart of ESPN.com. Play clock down to 5. Brown stepping up, somehow stays on his feet, keeps it again, and they are matriculating the ball down the field under a minute left.
Well, there's nothing down the field for him. It's really frustrating for Brown. You know, he wants to put on a great performance. He wants to throw the ball as much as he can. He's auditioning for being in the mix for the starting position in 2024. And if he doesn't think he has a realistic shot, you know, all the reports out there that he'll probably take his talents elsewhere. And either way you look at it, this is his audition because he hasn't played all season. I think he's done a pretty good job. Down here, getting another score would really help his confidence and help Miami. But they're going to be out of time quickly.
3rd down and 4. Brown scans. Lets it go. Incomplete. That was dangerous. Restrepo, the intended target initially, flipped Dixon in coverage. That's Restrepo's 13th target today. 9 catches for 86 yards and a score.
We asked Shiano what 2024 looks like for a Rutgers team having to deal with 4 new teams coming in from the Pac-12, and he said, our fans are looking forward to going out to LA to face USC, new venues, welcomes the competition.
Last chance for Miami. 4 wide on 4th down.
Free safety sitting at the goal line.
Rutgers brings pressure. Browns throws complete to Restrepo. Still 2 timeouts. Brown, end zone. Right now the win probability 0.2%.
Okay.
First down. Brown on the 10th play of the drive missed his man, looking for Restrepo again. On 2nd and goal, the throw. It's the deck again, but so does the laundry. A flag.
But listen, as a defensive back, that's the right play. You'd rather get a pass interference.
An untimed down. Huh? Well, Brown on the keeper is in for his 2nd rushing touchdown of the afternoon, and Miami's got the first score they need. All right, 7-point game. Onside kick for Miami. Flutterer. Oh, look out! Hurricanes ball. Brashard Smith on the recovery, and the U has life. So here we go. Miami's got 2 timeouts. The clock will stop on a first down. 25 seconds. The pass is caught
On the outside, so they're giving them the outside throw if they want it.
They rush 4. Brown out of the pocket, throw on the run. He sailed it. Brown throws short. Restrepo. This is the game. Brown steps up, throws. It's caught. Does he have enough?
No, they're
Wind the clock. Robert Longerbeam in on the stop for Rutgers. Restrepo is saying he's got the first down. He does not. It's Scarlet Knights ball. And Rutgers is going to win the Pinstripe ball. It's victory formation for Rutgers. Ball game over. Scarlet Knights win. The Scarlet Knights win here at Yankee Stadium. 31-24 the final score for our entire crew.